Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Barbara, here with me. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I sure am. Hi, Johnny.
Hi. And our guest today, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Joseph LoBrutto. Is that correct?
You got that right.
Okay.
Yeah, three times the charm, Johnny.
Yeah, the last.
Joseph.
It says here that one of the things that you do is you do a lot of speaking to heaven events. And
right.
What exactly is that, by the way?
What that is me talking to heaven. I have this gift, like a medium, where mediums have this ability to talk to the loved ones on the other side. So when I do these events, it's to a live audience where whoever comes through for them, I bring them through live for them.
I see.
That's exciting. I like that. Talking to heaven. It's true. I'm so glad you're on today, Joseph, because, well, I'm not going to try to go first or anything, but a big thing has happened in my life. I lost somebody very, very special, probably the number one person in my life. And maybe a little later we could try to connect to her.
Well, I could try my best for you, Barbara.
Okay. Yeah,
Sure.
That would be nice. But Johnny, let's talk about Joseph's background too. He's a best-selling author.
That's right. And he's also featured in the book, The Top 100 Psychics and Astrologers in America, as is our main psychic. We have Dale Shear. She's in the book as well. And, you know, I was talking to him before you came on, Barbara, and he was saying to me like that Laura Mendelssohn's a friend of his, and she recommended him, and that's why he's in the book.
Oh, well, he deserves to be, because every time he's been on, it's like, it's just mind-blowing, the details that come out with the callers that call in, and there's no way he could know this unless he had this gift. So more than anybody that we have on the show, Joseph does this. And it really just blows my mind. It's amazing, and it's an amazing gift, and we're so grateful that you come on to our show all the time. And it helps people so much, doesn't it? It offers closure. It gives them a feeling of contentment. Without that connection with their past loved ones, it's like this void. But with Joseph, you create a bridge. And it just is so special. So I'm hoping to get something from my person that has passed. And does it help? This is a question I have, Joseph. Does it help when the person, before they pass, they tell you that they are open to that, the paranormal, and to speak with us after they pass? Because this person did tell me that they are open to it.
Not necessarily, because once they pass that veil, it's like their eyes are wide open. Anything that was closed eyes here, once they pass, they have more clarity. They become godlike again. So that's why I have a lot of people who say, well, I had a grandmother who was very skeptical about psychics and very Christian, and I don't think she's going to come through. And then when I do this, she'll come through in flying colors because they see things differently. But if the person is open, like you said they are, it does make it a little easier for me too. But it doesn't matter. And that side, everybody's kind of equal on the other side.
That makes a lot of sense. Their eyes are completely open. Wow, that's so cool. Well, Johnny, do we have a caller?
We most certainly do. And this is caller area code 212. You're on the air.
Hello. Hi, this is Bryn. Hi, this is Bryn from New York City calling in. Hi, Joseph. How are you doing?
Welcome. I'm doing fine. Have I read to you before? Is this the fine time?
No, never ever. I would just like to see if there's any loved one that has a message for me, and or spirit guide if you do that as well. If not, that's fine.
I sure do. I pretty much do it all. So okay, and it's Fred, correct?
No, Bryn, B-R-Y-N, Bryn, B-R-Y-N.
Bryn. Okay, got it. All right. For those who are listening too, let me give you an idea how I do this for messages from heaven. I am known as a direct dial. As a direct dial, I'm able to communicate with certain loved ones by knowing their relationship to you, like mom, dad, brother, sister. It's almost like a universal phone book I have. So once I know the relationship of the person, I can call them up for you. So, Bren, the person you want to connect with, without giving me names or descriptions of them, what is the relationship of this person you would like to hear from?
Yeah, I guess father, dad.
Okay, there we go. All right, that's all I need to know. So you'd like to connect with your father. All right, I just want you to focus on him, see him crossing this bridge, and I always teach heaven is within, it's within our heart. Welcome here, welcome him here. Wow, there's unfinished business I hear, Bren, with him as well. If I said that your father wishes that he could have said more things to you, does that make sense to you?
Oh, sure, yeah. No, we had a difficult relationship when I was growing up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
He wishes he was more expressive to you. He wishes he said more to you. What happens is, it's like the answer to Barbara's question too. When we pass away, our eyes become wide open. We see the mistakes that we have done. And your father has seen them. He sees the mistakes he has done with you while you're growing up. And I just have a word I'm sorry from him that he didn't understand at the time, but now he understands. He understands how much he hurt you or he closed you out. And he wished he didn't close you out like the way he did. Ren, he just wants to say how much he's proud of you and he loves you very much. Now, I'm looking at the Empire State Building and all the buildings around. Anybody working in the city, what's going on with that?
Well, I live in New York City, and I know of the Empire State Building, but that's about it.
Okay. Did your father live in the city as well?
Yeah. He was here. He was an actor, stage actor, and my mother was an acting teacher. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what he's showing me then. He's showing me New York City back in his day, and how he loved the city. He's calling it the Big Apple. And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And those are the words that he wants to let you know too. And I think that was a saying that he used to say on there. Very personable, very outgoing, and he just. Who is anybody musician in the family as well?
No. I mean, I used to sing.
That's fine.
But no musician.
Singing as a musician too, or a singer. But he's talking about you. Then, if you used to sing, he's just talking about how you used to sing, and he just wants to mention that too. Okay?
Sure.
But
yeah.
I'm just gonna. He wants to send his love. He wants to say thank you, son, for being who you are. And one day we will see each other face to face, and I'll have a lot of explaining to do. But I just want to let you know that I'm ready. Okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
sir.
much, Joseph.
Thank you for calling.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bryn.
All right.
Great.
I want to say
Joseph?
something. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No. Go on, Barbara.
I just wanted to know if these people who call in, if they want a longer reading with you, where do they go? I know that you have a big presence on Facebook. Where do you like to be contacted so they could have a private reading?
Yeah, I have either go to ourjourneyoflife.com or psychicmediumjoseph.com. That takes you to my website, and then you can just fill the contact form, and my staff will get a hold of you and schedule a session. We can either do, if you're in South Florida, my office is in Boca Raton. Anywhere else in the world, I can do Zoom or telephone with them. So, and
Perfect.
That's the best way. psychicmediumjoseph.com, ourjourneyoflife.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. All right. Well, that is good. I remember Bryn. He's called into the show several times, and this was his first time with you, so that's awesome. And that was some good information for him. What a relief that he knows now that his father wants to, talk about it. But sometimes people out there need tools to see how do I go about talking to them if it's passed over, which I thought maybe he would like to find out a little more. So good. That was great. And go ahead, Johnny. What were you going to say?
Well, what I was going to say is earlier you were talking about when somebody passes over, what happens. One time many years ago, we had a medium on, and I got her to channel Madeline Murray O'Hare. Now, if you don't know who that is, you don't get more skeptical than that. Am I right, Joseph?
Mm.
I mean, this is a lady who was, the reason there's not prayer in schools was because of Madeline Murray O'Hare. Madeline Murray O'Hare was the president of the National Atheist Foundation, so we channeled her to see what would come in. So it does happen. You do channel, atheists do get channeled.
Well, did she change her mind when she was channeled? Did she change her outlook?
What we got was that she still didn't, she accepted that there was an afterlife, but she still didn't believe in God and the concept that everybody else believed in. It was sort of like, it was a realization, but, she didn't necessarily come around to what everybody thought. But she
if she didn't believe in God, maybe she was in hell. Right? God has a pretty big presence in heaven.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that. That wasn't very nice. Go ahead, Joseph.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
A strong host game needs a strong wing game. Add Popeye's wings to your game day spread, and the crew won't just be cheering, they'll be salivating. With 8 bold, crispy Louisiana flavors to satisfy everyone's taste buds, our wing game is strong enough to always get you the W. At $5.99 for a 6-piece, order bone-in or boneless for your next watch party. Someone just wrapped up the title of Most Valuable Host.
Have that chicken from Popeye.
At participating U.S. restaurants, price may vary, tax extra.
Yeah, I have a whole different concept on there. We don't have to believe in God. We don't have, like I said, our eyes wide open when we do pass and so forth. I don't believe in the concept of hell either, where, the devil and pitchforks and stuff. We are on a journey, and the earth plane is the hardest place that we live. If you want to compare anything to hell, compared to heaven, earth is kind of like hell because of all the adversity we have to go through, the hardship. We have everything here, so we have our struggles that we have to go. So you have to consider this as a hell. What we do is when we pass into the heavenly realm, that is where we go. If I quote Jesus, what I wrote in my promise book, that Jesus compared hell as a dump where people would go and burn fires and look and sift through the trash. And when he saw that, he called that a hell. So they took that misconception of people going through the trash with torches in their hands as hell, and the whole thing was all written differently about now there's a devil and burn in hell and all that. So it's all misconception on what hell is. But hell is the temptation we have here on earth. We have free will. We have choice from good and evil and how we live our lives. So if we live our lives to an extent that is good, like I said, I always teach a golden rule, do unto others as you would do unto yourself, then we turn this earth into a heaven on earth. And then we can go on to the heavenly realm. And that's our goal, is to convert where we are here as heaven on earth and try to get rid of the adversities and the struggles, try to take the high road, and try to live life as full as possible.
I like that. And do you have a book that you can refer to people? I've purchased one of your books, and I'm logging on right now to my Audible. I just got it, so I haven't listened to it yet. But you have so many different books that help people understand your outlook, and that really made a lot of sense. Can you recommend some for us?
Well, my first book is There More to Life Than What We Know? It's a spiritual journey, awakening and finding God. It's all about the concept of life. Why are we here? Our purpose in life. It talks about angels and spirit guides, why they're there, how they are to help us in life to move forward. It also talks about relationships, soulmates, twin flames, what they're about, why they come into our lives. We even go into extraterrestrials, why extraterrestrials are so much a part of us, and there is life on others. So this is There More to Life Than What We Know. In that book, the whole concept covers everything metaphysical. The book, The Promise, was the next book I wrote, The Metaphysical Teachings of Jesus. I pretty much took what was written in the Bible of the life of Jesus, and I rewrote it again. I channeled it. I channeled Yeshua. I channeled Jesus and rewrote it in a metaphysical way to make a better understanding of his teachings. Like, that's the quote I took where he said that sifted through the rubbish with the torches. That was channeled from Yeshua into this book. And there's so many lessons about Jesus and his life and his teachings and what was meant. The third book is called Speaking of Heaven. Our loved ones are a breath away. And it's all about the grieving process and how to deal with death. Also talks about heaven, where is heaven, what is heaven, how to communicate with our loved ones. I go into the different transitions in life when they pass, from anywhere from suicides to overdose to natural causes to accidents to murders. I explain each step of how the soul progresses into the afterlife after this happens. Talk about signs, different signs our loved ones bring us that we can look for, as well as the animal kingdom and what our dogs and cats are doing in the afterlife and how they're part of our lives too. So that is my Speaking to Heaven book. So those are the 3 books that I have so far. I am going to be working on another one soon. It's already started. I got a few chapters done on my new book coming out. So.
That's exciting. But these books, how interesting. And I'm still pulling up what I ordered, but the 3rd book, that is a book that I really need right now, Speaking to Heaven, because I'd like to know how. I think that the person did come to me already. I felt her. So that was cool, but to get more insight on how to speak more easily to her, that definitely is something I'm interested in, and all those other things. Wow, you sure have done a lot of research and a lot of channeling to write these wonderful books. It really is amazing.
The first 2 books are mainly channeled, and the 3rd one is pretty much from experience. Speaking to Heaven, speaking to loved ones, and being taught about what happens there. So, and that's where that.
When you personally speak to heaven, what are you getting from that mostly and that you want to share with others? What's the main, what do you get from it that you find so valuable?
A lot of times, or all the time, I should say, when they have readings with me, people, they worry about their loved ones. Are they still suffering? Are they still in pain? And what they want to tell you is they're no longer in pain. They're no longer suffering, and they're worried about you. They don't want you to feel the pain anymore. They don't want you to hurt anymore. They want they want you to know that they're always with you. When I teach heaven is within our heart, they're always there within your heart, no matter what. It could be decades that they pass away, but there's no time frame in heaven, and they're always with you. They're always speaking to you. So I kind of turn the narrative around where people are saying, for instance, someone committed suicide, and is he in pain? Did he go to heaven? And things like that. And I kind of turn it around what they want to say to that person. Don't worry about me. I'm surrounded by love. I'm healed, but I'm worried about you. You're suffering here. You're in pain here. Because a lot of people hold the guilt or responsibility that they could have done more or they missed the signs. And when the loved ones come through, they kind of clear that up. It's okay. And when people meet with me, they kind of leave feeling better, like a whole weight lifted off their shoulders.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you think that the people who commit suicide, a lot of people think that they automatically go to hell. I had a hard time wrapping my head around that one. And now you say, tell us.
There is no hell. What happens is, the soul was a tortured soul to begin with here on earth. When someone takes their life, it's because they're not happy. They don't want to be here. They want to end it all. We have control of our lives. We have free will. We can do whatever we want with our lives. But the repercussions are that when we take our life, we don't see the ripple effect. What happens is that we affect those that are around us. We put our loved ones into deep depression. Some may want to commit suicide themselves because they were so close to that person, and they don't realize that till afterwards. They're surrounded by spirit guides, by loved ones that love them, and they're getting healed in the afterlife. They're being talked to and getting an understanding. Now, as a medium, when I meet with them and I bring the ones who commit suicide through, I'm able to patch up to explain why they did it, and they apologize for doing that. And then the person who felt guilty that they could have done more or missed the sign, they feel better afterwards, realizing that it's not their fault or they couldn't have done anything, but realize that their loved ones are always a part of them and they're not far away.
Oh, that's so good to know. It really is. Okay, great. Well, Johnny, do you have, let me ask you, Johnny, I never really have asked you, is there anybody in your life that you would like to talk to that has passed away?
Well, it's funny. I have wondered about my grandmother because, see, when she passed away, she was 107. Yes, I know.
Wow.
And
that's a blessing.
Right. And what happens is when you're 107, it's sort of like you think, well, it's not a tragedy. I mean, she lived a long life. But it does make me wonder sometimes, like when she looks down, like, what does she think of me? We called her, just so you know, Ita was what we called her. Now, if you don't understand what that is, that's a Cuban term of endearment for grandmother. And my grandfather was Ito. That was the Cuban term of endearment for grandfather. My father was Cuban. So that sort of explains that label.
One thing about someone who lives that many years, Jonathan, even though there's with the loved ones, they do come through just asking about you. How are you? What's going on in your life? They don't have to have any tragedy in their lives or anything like that. They can have a blessed life. Like my father, for instance, he never had any tragedy in his life. He passed away from Parkinson's, but for him to come through, they reminisce. They talk about memories that will sink in with the person that I'm reading. So you can have that special memory of that. So the most important thing, what I'm seeing is, did you spend a lot of time, though, as a child with. Is she your great grandmother or your grandmother?
Grandmother.
Did you spend a lot of time with her in the kitchen or anything like that?
Well,
at her house.
Yeah, we used to spend the night at her house, and it was.
She's showing me this. So let me go. Let me just tell you what I'm feeling here, and then you can just go ahead and validate for me. She's showing me that the time in the kitchen. She's showing me how everyone used to come over. I don't know if she ever played games with you or anything like that, but I could see some on a table or doing something like a games or a crossword puzzle or something like that on the table that she's showing me too as well.
I will tell you, I mean, you know, what it was it was interesting because my grandfather, I'm not telling you, get up to my grandmother, but my grandfather was an atheist. And what's interesting is I didn't know that until he died. Because what happened was that, well, what it was that whenever we would sit down and talk, we talked about things that we had in common. And for us, it was boxing. And one thing he would do is he would always tell stories. But then when he would tell a story, he would always, because he taught math, the story always ended with, and it was this fabulous number of something. You know, it was always this big, large number. And that's the way he would do things. So, you know, that's the way it was. And, he was...
Wait.
Go on.
The way I feel with atheists, when they pass, you know, the concept of it, when you're an atheist here, it's hard to believe there's one God, one man with a beard and stuff like that controls everything. And it's hard to believe in a concept of that. And sometimes we just think we just pass away, we go on the ground, and that's it. There's no life after that. But if we start to think a little bit that the universe is continuing, that we're all one, that we're energy, that there's not just that one God with the beard, that there's many of us, there's many gods, we're all connected, we're all harmonizing and vibrating together, and we all have these missions or karmic experiences to learn and grow, to be more, when I say godlike, it's just more enlightened. And this is where your grandfather would probably has a more understanding after his passing.
Right.
I call God the central sun, how the sun shines. That's how the energy of God is, and we all resonate to the sun, and that's how we're all one. So.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that would be so sad if we just went into the ground and that was it. Now that is something to be sad about.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to know that's not it.
All right. Would you like to take another call?
Sure will.
Okay. This is area code 775.
Hi, caller. You're on with Joseph LoBrutto. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Barbara and Johnny. Thank you. This is Wendy from California. And Joseph, it's an honor to speak with you.
Welcome, Wendy. How's the weather in California? Are you Southern or Northern California?
Northern Sacramento, and it is breaking 100 every day, about 112 and more.
Oh, my God. I've been to Sacramento. Yep, yeah. I've been to Sacramento and the San Francisco area and Oakland, and Napa. So I've been in that whole area before.
Oh, my goodness.
On there. But it does get hot in the summer. But normally it's cooler there. It normally doesn't get as warm. Isn't it supposed to be a little cooler there?
Well, in the nighttime it can get cooler, but currently we're breaking 100 every day.
Wow. Okay, this is the first time I'm meeting you, Wendy. Is that correct?
Well, I have talked to you before, but it was a long time ago. And Joseph, I share an apartment with my sister, Leslie, and our lease is up around April of next year. And I'm hopeful that, I think she will, but I'll let you tell me. I hope that Leslie and I move to a brand new apartment and sign a lease together, and that it'll be a much nicer place. Do you see that happening around April 2022?
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
The housing industry is going to be so much different than it is this year in 2021, even the rentals in 2022. So there's going to be more rentals available next year in April than they are. I feel like they're kind of scarce right now, and they're really absorbent in prices for renting.
Exactly.
So in 2022, I feel like there's going to be more openings, more availability for both of you to get something. So the short answer is yes. That I do see both of you getting something, that I feel it's going to be more affordable compared to the price of it today to April. It's going to be a little more affordable. It's going to come down a little bit on there. And I feel the area, anything with the Bay Area with you that you're looking at?
No, it'll have to be Sacramento. I'd love to move to a place called the Reserve, but they're kind of pricey, but because they've done exactly what you said. Their price has gone through the roof, but maybe it'll settle down by next April.
I would go back next April and revisit it and see where they're at. Okay?
So we will sign a lease together then.
Yes, you both will be together. I feel like you'll be together for many years too. So this is something that's convenient for both of you. Okay?
Wonderful. And just real quick, I ordered something from a major department store in March. It was China. The name of the store starts with an M. There's a C in it. They have a parade every year in Thanksgiving. And
gotcha. Okay.
They still owe me $152. Will they refund me, and will they reinstate my online shopping privileges?
Mm-hmm. All right. So I know the store, but what happened now with the store?
Well, I ordered from China in March of this year, and when I got it, it didn't look like the quality that I'm accustomed to from this store. So I called, and there were 3 big boxes that were sent back, and one of the boxes got misdirected 2,000 miles away to Owasso, Oklahoma. However, I have provided proof of receipt by the warehouse and everything else, and there is an individual by the name of Nick who seems very sincere in wanting to help me at this company. I've not heard from him in a few days, but also, and he even left me a voicemail that I will get my money back. So,
okay, gotcha. All right. Nick will get on it. Just give him a little time. They're doing they're tracing everything on there. I'm not going to say the company out loud, but with that store, they will satisfy you. They have a good reputation of taking care of their clients or their
And they froze my online shopping. Will I be reinstated for my online shopping privileges?
And that's another thing you have to go through on there. But once this is settled and taken care of, then you'll open it up again. Yes.
Wonderful.
Once this matter's taken care of, this has to be taken care of first. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, wonderful. That's good news.
All right, Wendy. Well, thank you. Thank you for
Wendy.
calling. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Wow.
Yeah, we hadn't heard from Wendy for a while, but hey, she's on top of things. She's looking at the schedule, and when Joseph is there, she's calling. That's great.
Yeah.
That is great. Mm-hmm. Because you know what? Even these little things like that, the shopping issue, it means a lot to people. If they could get answers, they're going to try.
Yeah, it's something you have to. It could be an issue, but I feel it's going to clear up once they find out where everything was shipped and returned and everything. Then everything's gonna be okay for her.
Yeah.
And everything.
Okay, good.
So, yeah. A lot of people forget about my psychic abilities as well, because, I did make the top 100 psychics in America, so my psychic abilities are very strong. And I have been tested by medium channels as having a 95% accuracy in my psychic readings, too. So,
I love that.
But they know me as a medium, connecting with the loved ones, and a healer also. I do a lot of healing. So, and that's where people come from, mainly my healing and my mediumship work.
Joseph, do you have any events coming up that we should know about?
We're starting to work out stuff in the books right now. I was just telling Jonathan I'm going to be in his Destin area in September, Fort Walden. That's just around the corner from Destin. I forgot. I think it's September 18th. Yeah, September 18th weekend. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of events. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 3 days. I'm going to be doing all my workshops and everything on there.
Yeah,
and in
everybody
August,
can meet you in person.
Yeah, in the Panhandle area. And then in August, I'll be here in the South Florida area doing one day. I'm doing Speaking to Heaven and Healing. But it's all coming together now. Now that COVID is starting to get under control and stores are opening up, and so I'm starting to fill the calendar now. Hopefully I'll start to travel out of the state of Florida. I'd love to come to California. Hint, 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 Barbara.
I'll be there.
So
I will be there.
Are you in the Los Angeles area, by the way?
Orange County, Huntington Beach, but LA's not far away.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, LA's just right there, Huntington Beach. I know that area. That's one of the areas, and you're not too far from Palm Springs if you take out and go west or east. That is to Palm Springs.
That's right.
I like to do something. I like to do something in Huntington. I like to do something in Palm Springs, and then Los Angeles, in that whole area. So if you know anybody,
that would be exciting.
hook me up.
Sure. Okay, I will.
So I have a lot of fans there. That's why a lot of fans are asking me to come in that area, so I know it well.
Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Maybe retired people. I don't know. In Huntington Beach, we got wild people. We have family. We have everything here. But I know Palm Springs is a big retirement community.
Yeah, people are dying everywhere. You know. That's the thing, with my work, people are missing their loved ones, and they want to just know they're okay. Yeah, so
everywhere.
Yep.
I want to ask you regarding your psychic ability. Do you ever use it if people don't ask you to? If you're just interested in somebody, would you do that, or do you feel like that is going against their privacy?
Oh, you meant when you say interest, if I'm dating somebody and I read them? Not
really dating, just maybe talking to a person, just anybody at all.
It's like automatic for me. If I meet somebody, sometimes I can read what their intentions are when I know them. But I try not to read anybody because of the privacy thing. I won't go deep. If it's pertaining to me, like if I'm meeting somebody and it's pertaining to myself, then I would read to see what the situation is about. But just picking a person out of the street and trying to read them, no, I would never do that.
Okay, I was just curious, but you could if you wanted to. But that's nice to have that ability. And you know what? It's not like you're doing something that they wouldn't maybe know if they are really close to you.
But it's easier when I have their consent and their permission, because once I have their consent, they're open up to me. And I always ask that. I always people count 1 to 10 and say their first name 3 times. When they count 1 to 10 and say their first name 3 times, it's like a signature for me. And that gives me permission to read them. And then I can read them easier because they're open, they want to be read. But if a person doesn't want to be read, and I don't have their consent, it's very hard to do, and it's prying, and that's pretty much against my way. And I would pry.
Sometimes maybe you can't help it though. Like you just get a feeling, about their intention.
Well,
if
it's towards me, if it's somebody's attentions toward me, then I pick it up. But if it's somebody walking across the street or something, don't even know me, that I won't do.
Well, how do you feel having this gift? Do you ever wonder why me? Why did the universe give me this gift?
I never wonder why I got this gift. I was born with this gift, and when you're born with it, you kind of accept it and you go with it. And sometimes you receive things that you don't want to receive, and it's hard. And that's when I go, why do I have this gift? When I receive stuff that I don't want to receive. But when I help people and I heal hearts and I have closure, then I say, okay, or I help with direction in life, and then I love the gift, because I'm also an ordained minister, so I can do counseling as well. I'm also a coach. I have my license in coaching too. And so I help a lot of people. They come for me for counsel. I call it spiritual counseling, where I go more in depth about what's going on in their life and matters and stuff like that. So that's a gift. When I have this natural gift, I just, I love it. So that's I never say why me. It's pretty much, 95%. I don't say. I feel it's a good thing.
Oh, I would imagine so. And helping people is a great feeling. And if you could have a counselor with a spiritual gift, why go with one that doesn't?
Well, I have a lot of people who lost their loved ones who've been through grief counseling, and even their grief counselor had referred them to me. And they say in one session with me, they got more out of it than a whole, 6 months to a year of grief counseling.
Wow.
That's how strong it is. So a lot of grief counselors that I know, if they can't get anywhere with their clients, they would refer me, and I would help them. So it's nice being referred by counselors.
People can do this. They could do this over the phone or by platform, like a streaming platform.
Yep, I do it on Zoom, and I do it on the phone, and I can, so I do it everywhere around the world, and then I have my little office in Boca Raton, private session.
Awesome. And Boca Raton, that is a beautiful place to live. I've been there. Nice.
You've been to Boca? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I love it. Very nice. Okay,
yeah, South Florida is very beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready for the next caller?
Sure.
Okay. Area code 520, you're on the air.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm over the hill, over the moon. Happy. Thank you.
Oh, great. Welcome.
And what is your first name?
Sharon. And Leo, I just thank you. I wanted to ask you, are you just taking mediumship readings at this time?
Nope. I can do whatever you want me to do. I'm here for you.
Okay, thank you. Well, I do have loved ones on the other side, and I do talk to them a lot and ask them, for questions or help or guidance, and I've had visitations. And this question that I'm going to ask you, I've asked them, and there's a person that I became friends with, and it happened earlier part of this year, and it was a surprise that we became friends and then intimate. And we were talking one day, and I said I didn't know if I wanted the relationship, and I didn't know if I would answer the phone call, and he said he wanted the relationship a few times, and then anyway, there was some back and forth stuff going on, and we were always nice to each other. We weren't mean or nasty or anything like that. And he lives about 12 miles away from me, and it's a small town, and I've reached out. I left a message on his phone. He lives with other people because he offers, he's in an industry where he offers work service, and I needed help. And that was about, I think it was in April when I reached out, and then in May, I sent him a card, from the dollar store with a sunshine on it, and I just said, I've been thinking about you, I hope you're okay, and I miss our conversations, give me a call. And I know he knows my phone number, I know. And I put my phone number in there. Do you see him calling me?
Can I have his first name?
His first name is Aaron.
That's all I need. Yes, he will call you. Right now, you put him in a spot, Sharon, where he doesn't want to get his feelings hurt, and he's not sure if he wants to pursue because he's afraid of getting shot down from you. So this is why he's kind of having his distance a little bit. What you need to do is just keep reaching out. Do you guys text at all?
He doesn't do that. He lives on a ranch, and he has canyon walls around where he lives, and he's unable to get text. That whole thing is just not worth having, the service.
All right. So I guess it's the U.S. Post Office it is then. I would just send him another postcard saying thinking of you and hope to hear from you. And this is if you really want to hear from him. But I just feel like he feels that what you have that you can't give to him. And that's why he's kind of where he's at.
What I have? I'm sorry.
He wants to pursue. He wants to pursue more of a relationship with you. Is that correct?
I think we were both surprised. We started out as friends. We started out working together, and then I think we were both surprised.
Did he ever ask you to stay at the ranch?
He asked me to come over several times.
Yes. There's a reason why.
Well, I think we were both surprised on how we felt. I didn't know.
What
I'm feeling,
I feel that he likes you, but he's uncertain how your feelings with him, and I just feel like he's just kind of backing off. If you can't give him 100%, what he's wanting. He doesn't want to get hurt, and that's why. If you're sure you want to be with him, then you tell him how you feel, and then make it work. Now, if you're asking me, can I see you with this person? Yeah, I could see you with this person. I could see you making it work. I feel like you have great conversations together.
Yeah, I see me with him too. I understand a little bit more now, and I just want to take it the way it organically flows. I think my mistake was I was talking to him like a girlfriend. I was like, I'm so confused by my feelings kind of thing, and I'll never do that again. I'll never do that. I'll just, go with the flow.
My new word, let it be.
Exactly.
What you got to do is take a hold. Invite them out. Women can invite men out now for dinner or for a drink or anything. Tell him you like to catch up and invite him out. And then he'll come out and then just talk things like how you're talking with me. Tell him how you feel. If you're interested in him, be honest with him. Tell him I'm interested in you and I messed up the last time and I'd like to start over. And I have a feeling that things could work out between the two of you.
Well, I spent a lot of time crying, when I didn't see him for a period of time.
That should tell you right there that your heart's there with him. And if you feel that way when he's not there, then that tells you how you feel about him.
Well, thank you for giving me, this insight. I've reached out a couple of times. I don't want to be a stalker. I left a message, he didn't respond, and then I sent him a card, he didn't respond, and so I don't know.
How'd you leave a message? You called him?
I called his phone. Let's see, when did I think it was in April. I left a message asking for his help. I said I need help over here because he's in an industry where he works in.
All right. Next time you call, don't call for help next time. Call. I'm thinking of you. I'd like to catch up. Let's go out for a drink or let's get a bite to eat. That's what you need to do.
Well, that's the card I sent him in May. I sent him that card saying.
All right. You never know. Maybe he didn't get it. He maybe didn't open it. You never know.
Okay.
So.
Okie doke.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Well, You take care, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't be so down. Take the steps and do it, and let it uplift you. Got a little insight there. Yeah. Hey, Joseph, I just signed up for your newsletter. Yeah.
Oh, you signed up for my newsletter. About time, Barbara.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to know if you're coming to my area. I'm gonna hear about it. So everybody else can do that too. Yeah. Go to ourjourneyoflife.com. Sign up.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Simple as that.
Yep.
How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing good. It's one of the things I like about you, Joseph, is that you have a calming demeanor. You're not, your voice doesn't really carry like when you do the readings. It's more calming, I guess. I'm curious about something, though. One time we have thought, this has always sort of been the planning stages. It's never really left the planning stages. We were going to have a bunch of playmates on, and then we were going to get you have no channeled. And I've heard some people say, I heard one person say, well, that's a seance. Who wants to do a seance? I don't understand why this person said that. Barbara knows the incident that I'm talking about, right? And I'm just wondering why that word got thrown around when I didn't mean to throw it around.
I'm trying to understand.
Okay.
You had a medium? Go ahead.
Yeah, why would a bunch of playmates on a show with a medium channeling you after be a seance? Why would they call it that?
Okay, so when you say playmates, is it like Playboy playmates and stuff like that you're talking about?
We're friends with Barbara.
Okay, yeah, I remember Barbara. You were a center full or Playboy bunny? I forgot.
Yeah, Playboy playmate. I am, but I can't remember who Johnny's referring to. Some of them are my good friends, some are acquaintances. So I'm not sure, but I don't even know the bad connotation with the word seance.
Well, this was by a person that used to be on the show, but isn't on the show anymore. And I was talking to them about it, and they got kind of upset, and they're not on the show anymore. I think Barbara knows who this person is now.
All right. So if you're talking about deceased, the ones who are playmates who are deceased, how I would bring them through is I have to have somebody who would know them. For instance, if somebody wants to hear from Elvis Presley, the only way I can bring Elvis Presley to that person if they're related to him or personally know Elvis, and Elvis chooses to come to that person. That's the only way. So if you don't know Elvis, then Elvis is not coming in the building right now.
Well, these are not would be living playmates. They just would be channeling Hugh Hefner.
Well, are they deceased when you say that? Are they deceased person or they're alive?
No, these playmates would be alive. They're friends of Barbara.
Oh, all right. So they're just regular people. I'm not even gonna call them playmates. If I have a group of people in my room, I'm gonna bring through whoever comes through for them. I do this all the time. I call them group galleries. I don't call them seances. That's old term. Seances goes back to the 1800s.
It's old term.
On there.
But Joseph,
it's very old term.
Joseph, hold on. You know what? I just looked it up. What's the big deal? A seance, a meeting at which people attempt to make contact with the dead, especially through the agency of a medium. There's nothing wrong with the word.
That's it. Yeah, it's an old term. That's all. Now they call it galleries. They make it more modern now. And it just threw me off when you kept on saying playmates. Just say people. People who wanted to connect. You had a group of women there who wanted to connect. And I'm able to connect. I can bring their loved ones that they want to speak through. And it's called a gallery. I call it Speaking Happy Gallery.
The reason I said playmates is because the playmates obviously knew Hugh Hefner. You understand? So
it's... So they wanted to connect to you. Got it. All right, yeah. Since they knew him, most likely he's going to come, and he's going to talk to whoever he wants to talk to in there. For an example, if I have somebody, if I have a group of people and they know that one person, that's the common denominator. of who they want to connect with, and I can bring that person through and then share a message with all of them sitting there.
Yeah,
so.
And you know what? So many people had a great positive reaction when you asked them, Johnny. Maybe one didn't, so don't have her, don't include her. It's no big deal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let's do that. That'll be so fun. You're my definite first choice for that, Joseph.
All right. Have a room full of playmates? Hey, I'm in.
Yeah. We can do that one.
Okay.
We can bring on Elkie. We can bring on Brady Roderick. These are some people that have been on like Baywatch and. But of course,
oh yeah. But they said they definitely want us to contact them if we do it. So there's plenty to choose from. So let's work on that. Let's take it from the back burner and put it to the front burner. Okay, so
but you gotta remember that when you have a group of people, it's not going to be just you coming through. It's going to be their relatives. It's going to be their grandmothers. It's going to be their parents.
Yeah.
It's going to, it's going to be a mixture. I can't just say I'm going to get Hugh Hefner and that's it. It doesn't just not work that way. It's going to be whoever's sitting there. I'm going to be tuning into their family too as well. For instance,
okay, so let's not get too many.
I'll share a story here. I was reading for somebody, and I had Al Capone come in. And I said, it's a gangster, it's a shootout, and it's Al Capone. Can anybody relate to Al Capone? And there was a woman sitting there and said, well, that's my maiden name, and that was my great-great-great-grandfather. So Al Capone came through for her,
Cool.
So,
wow.
So,
that's exciting.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, I was saying that, the hour is almost up, so I know that this can be an energy drainer, and it takes a lot of energy. So now, shall we do mine, Johnny?
Go right ahead.
I mean,
who would you like?
You didn't sound too excited about it. Okay. All right. Well, let's
who would
go
you like
ahead
to connect
with
with, Barbara?
Joseph. Okay, this is my mom. I just lost her recently.
That's all I need to know is your mother. But every time I talk to you, Barbara, that gentleman always comes up, the one who says, I got you where I put you where you were, or I helped you get your fame and stardom. And that person keeps on coming up. I see a big yacht too on there. I don't know if anything with a yacht party or yacht boats or anything like that, but I'm seeing that too. But that person. Now, who's a hospice situation? Did your mom have a hospice situation, by the way?
Well, we were trying to, and but she died the day before it was supposed to be put in place.
She's a hospice. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm feeling is a hospice situation and everything. Also, I'm hearing from her is that there was some lost time between the two of you. Was there a time that you maybe didn't talk as much, that she wished that she could have got back with you again?
Well, I feel like I did kind of pull away because I didn't want to know that she was dying, and she was disappointed. I thought we all made the decision for us not to get together during this last Christmas because of COVID. And then when I got there a couple months ago, then she was so sad that I didn't come for Christmas, and I really feel guilty about it.
Right.
So bad.
That's what So this is what I have to address with you. This is that she said that you pulled away and all that. She doesn't want you to hold on to that guilt anymore. She understands. The COVID thing, at the time she didn't understand because she felt like she only had a short time here. Somehow she knew she wasn't going to be here for a long time, and she really wanted to see you. But she doesn't want you to hold on to that pain that you didn't see her when you took that time. She says it's okay. She was a beautiful woman, by the way. I'm just seeing her youth, and she's just. I'm seeing 1940s, like those 1940 models and stuff like that. And that's what she's showing me right now with these like long legs and the full bathing suit and her hair up. And
perfect.
So on it. So she's saying Barbara, or no, she's calling you Barbie. Barbie, this is how I look in my heaven.
Oh, good.
So,
because she always was everybody envied her because she had the best photo in school every single year. And I look at her and I'm like, oh my gosh, my mother was so beautiful and so pretty. And I thought that, but now looking back, I think it even more, like way better than me. Oh my God.
She's talking about a granddaughter. Do you have a daughter, by the way?
Yes.
She's saying my granddaughter is just as beautiful as I am. That's what she's saying.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, she loves Priscilla.
So when you see your daughter, give her a big kiss, okay? And tell her I love her and I miss her, but I'm always watching over her.
And did she come to see me the other night, though, up in the corner? I looked up and there she was.
If you felt her or you saw her, definitely, if she just passed away, yeah. Normally the first 6 months, they're so strong, they make their presence known. You'll see shadows, you'll see lights, you can maybe see them. You'll smell them as well. Lights will flicker on and off. Normally the first 6 months to a year, they're very strong. So just keep open to the signs. She's around you. She has to say she loves you, loves you, loves you. She loves you because every time you travel, you used to bring things from different places for her, she said. So, which was cool. I don't know if you traveled internationally, but she used to bring things for her. From France? Did you bring anything from France?
Six times. Six times I went there. That was when you know what, Joseph? My whole body is like hot. Like my whole body is hot. Like I feel her.
Well, that's the presence of spirit. So now she's thanking
me
for giving me a big hug. Yeah.
I was with her. It was so crazy because she wanted me to go. I was visiting a couple of months ago just for spring break. My daughter had spring break, and they gave her 6 years to live, and it was on the 6th year. And so she was going downhill that week. I was visiting like really fast. And I said, I can't leave you. Oh, no, you got to get back to school. You got to get her back to school. And I said, I can't leave you, Mom. I can't leave you like this and say goodbye and wave to you knowing that that's the last time I will ever see you. I will not do that. And I felt so much pressure. And that morning I was in the shower, and God kind of just lifted off this pressure off of me. And right when I got out, they had to call 911. The ambulance came. They took her to the hospital, and she died. I was by her side while she took her last breath, holding her hand. And I felt the blood go out of her hand. Her fingers turned blue and all the way up her arm, and she took her last breath. And God gave me that, I feel. Do you feel that? That He gave me that. He didn't make me leave and say goodbye.
Well, that's the blessing of all of it, is being there. You know, I was there for my father. I did the same thing when he passed away. And to be there for the last breath, that was your blessing. That was her way of saying goodbye and her transitioning peacefully. So always use that as a blessing. That's why she's visiting you. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, Joseph. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and get that third book you've written because I want to learn more. Now that you've given me that much, I want to learn more. Yeah.
That's gonna help you. That's gonna help you tremendously on how to communicate with Mom on the other side. The Speaking to Heaven book. So
Well, thank you so much for that. Wow, wonderful.
You're welcome.
Okay, and where can we get your books? Amazon, correct?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, or you can go to my website too, ourjourneyoflife.com, or you can just go to Amazon and just put Joseph LoBrutto III, and all my books will come up on there.
Okay, great. Well, this was another great show. And thank you so much for helping all of our callers so much as well. And Johnny. Johnny got a little reading as well. And we can't wait till you come back again.
Good. And Johnny, come out and see me when I'm in Destin. You know where I go? I go to AJ's. When I'm there, I go to Saturday night. I go to AJ's all the time. And you know AJ's, right?
I don't know it, but I'm sure I could find it.
Oh, my God, Jonathan, what are you doing? Hiding in the basement?
I don't cry.
AJ's is right on the water there. And it's like a tiki bar, and they have live music, live bands. It's a happening place on Saturday night.
It's actually kind of funny. Maybe what we do is, I don't know, this is just a thought, but maybe one of the times that you come out to Destin, maybe Barbara can come out there too. Just thought.
Yeah,
sure.
That's good. I have to get a picture. You'll be my first Playboy Bunny picture.
Yeah, awesome. I would love to. And I have your newsletter coming to me now, so I'll know if you come out to California as well, and I will definitely be there. That'll be so fun.
Right.
Wow. Well, thanks again. And everybody,
thanks.
If you came on late, you can hear this show tonight on our YouTube, Life, Laughter, Happiness YouTube. And we'll put the link on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and just go to ourjourneyoflife.com for more info, all the info you want. Go to that website for Joseph LoBrutto. And you could also schedule your own office or home Zoom speaking event. Right, Joseph?
There you go. I'll come to your home.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love doing home parties.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Good night, everybody.
Y'all take care. Thank you for having me. Good night.
You too. Good night, Joseph. Good night, Johnny.
Good night.